Welcome back to Lost Legacies. I'm
Hey,
Matt.
and
Oh,
I'm Sam, and this is a Hidden City Book Company production.
happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween!
So we're back. We're doing spooky movies,
Woo, woo,
and we're gonna
woo,
have a
woo,
spooky
woo,
time.
woo. Spooky time. Oh, I'm sorry.
hmm
Boo, 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 boo.
So today we are talking about 2019's Ready or Not, directed by Radio Silence, otherwise known as Matt Bettinelli Olpin and Tyler Gillett. I hope I
Or is
pronounced
it,
those.
or is it Gillette?
It might be Gillette, but there's not an extra E on the end like
Oh,
the razor.
oh,
So,
that's true. That's true.
so one of the writers was Guy Busick, who
hmm
apparently he's also wrote or he's worked on some interesting stuff. Stand Against Evil.
Mm.
Oh, and then Ready or Not. He did more after that, but
Oh, okay.
yeah, after that he worked on Castle Rock, Scream 6, Abigail,
Mm.
Final
Mm.
Destination Bloodlines, Scream 7,
Oh, wow.
and the sequel, Ready or Not, Here I Come.
Is that what it's
Interesting.
called?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I like that's cool.
That's
The
cool.
the other writer, R. Christopher Murphy, doesn't have like a link here, so I don't know what
Mm.
he's worked on. Um, yeah, I just wanted to get that out of the way because I know I typically leave that out when it should be mentioned. Uh, but yeah, so this was a movie that Sam watched. You saw this when it came out, right?
Yeah, yeah.
2019. Wow.
2019.
Man,
It's
it's already
that's a
been a
different
while.
time.
Yeah, man, 6 years old already. Um, I had not seen this movie. I stayed up way too late last night watching it. That's why I look tired because I am really tired.
Wow.
But yeah. No, fun stuff. This is very weird because I brought a movie that I haven't seen,
hmm
which is totally opposite from the way we host this show. Like you should be hosting this. Um, but yeah, I don't. Sam, how'd you feel about this movie?
I mean, straight up, I've loved this movie since it came out. You know, yeah, I kind of think it's a perfect movie. It's it's got a perfect escalation of stakes, and I think like everything that gets set up, it all pays off by the end. And yeah, I don't know. It's a romp. It's fun.
Interesting. Like, has anything changed from your original viewing to now to this one?
I think on this viewing there were some things that kind of,
hmm
I kind of feel like, okay, maybe there could have been a better way to do that.
Yeah.
Um, it was mostly everything with like their butler and
Mm-hmm.
chauffeur, the family's butler and chauffeur. It was just like for some reason he's just obsessed with the 1812 overture and
hmm
hums it to himself and plays it as he's in the car. And I'm like, oh, okay, like that's weird. That's a weird quirk.
hmm
But other than that kind of, I think too, this isn't necessarily directly tied with like this movie, but I think like this movie along with others in recent memory, there's just been this uptick of like it's all satanic cults, and I'm just
Mm.
like that's the enemy. The enemy is, Satan and his cults.
Yeah.
And I'm just kind of tired of that. I'm kind of tired of that, especially because it feels like right now we are reliving or like getting back into like a new age of satanic panic.
hmm
Not to the full extent that it was in the 80s, but I think definitely with like how media literacy is down, and we're kind of, I don't know, I've just the way the politics are as well, like kind of leaning more heavily into like that 80s conservatism. It's like
hmm
that's kind of what it feels like. It's like we have to make the big bad in any of these supernatural movies Satan and satanic cults, and I'm like, no, we don't have to.
Yeah.
We don't
Yeah.
have to
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
But that's not specifically Ready or Not's fault.
Hmm.
You know, I think it's just another in a long line of movies where I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, obviously it's, you know,
Yeah.
that's the cult, you
I
know.
feel like this movie would be a lot different if it was made today, you know.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Which you could say that for almost any movie, but I think this one in particular, just the 6 years that have spanned since this came out have
Hmm.
been a hell of a 6 years.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think they would have definitely leaned in more on the kill the rich aspect.
Yeah, I think so
Yeah.
too. And especially because I think this and Knives Out came out the same year.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Actually, no, don't quote me on that. But like
Yeah.
they're pretty close together, like the release of those two. And I
Yeah.
think it's interesting that Knives Out I think is a little more on the nose of its social criticism,
Yeah.
you know, because that's Ryan Johnson. Um, but I definitely could see the like maybe taking aspects of that family and putting it onto this family here where like yeah we there would probably be more like more call outs to real life, you know, or something like that, you know, if it was
Right.
made today.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What let me see. Knives Out was 2019.
Okay, okay.
So I
Yeah.
don't know which one came out first, but what kind of going off topic just a little bit here. The what was the unicorn movie with Jenna Ortega?
Death of the Unicorn.
Death of the Unicorn. I
Hmm.
never saw it, but the trailers had the kind of like, oh, the rich are the villains kind of aspect. Did that have something similar to this or
I don't know,
you never
I
saw it?
haven't no, I haven't seen it yet.
Could have
um
swore you did.
no,
That
no,
must
I
be the
didn't.
same Sam that watched the Miami Vice movie.
Yeah, yeah,
Wow.
probably.
Real quick, let me know if I have any audio issues because I've been having some trouble with my audio.
Okay, no, your
So,
audio seems fine.
um, I don't strive for fine, Sam. I strive for perfection.
Your audio is perfect.
Awesome. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, it's interesting that you say that
Okay.
because I have kind of an opposite uh uh reaction approach to this movie.
Okay.
Reception. I liked it. I really dug this movie. I don't know if it was good or bad that I saw Abigail first
Oh, interesting.
because I did have a lot of issues with this movie, but I kind of just let him like I just
Like
brush it
brush them
off
aside. Yeah.
because almost all my problems with this movie were solved in Abigail.
Oh,
And
okay.
I think it's a really cool progression to see these two guys as artists kind of grow.
Hmm.
Obviously, I haven't seen any of the other stuff. Actually, their other stuff actually seems like scary. I was looking it up.
Yeah.
Whereas this and Abigail is kind of more like comedy action with a dash of horror, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Did
Yeah.
they worked on the VHS series, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I believe
Yeah.
so.
I think they did something in the second one, which I think fans of the series have said that like VHS 2 is
Mm,
probably the best one because it's
hmm.
like it's really scary.
Interesting.
Which fittingly enough is the one I haven't seen.
um, yeah, so I don't know. I don't know how I would have reacted to this watching it the first time, or without watching Abigail.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Uh, I had fun. I think Samara Weaving is phenomenal in this. I
Yeah.
don't know why she's not in bigger stuff because she's been the lead in a lot of things, but they all seem very kind of indie, low budget, which I'm
Yeah.
typically all for. But I'm like, somebody give this woman like a freaking either a franchise or a blockbuster or something. Like she has like just this incredible talent and like I don't know. In D&D we call it charisma, but I guess like this presence. She just has this
Yeah.
presence, you know?
We also call it charisma in real life, Matt.
Well, no, charisma is more like I guess you're I've always seen it more as like a more like an attitude or it's your vibe. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And your vibe is fine. I think that's one thing, but we can go off and talk about D&D and a whole other thing. But when I'm talking about like the D&D version, it's like no, it's like the presence because
Yeah.
with the D&D game mechanics, charisma can be like love or fear.
Mm, mm,
So I always say Winnie the Pooh and Darth Vader have the exact same charisma score
mm. Okay.
because one is just super lovable and the other one is just like super terrifying, you
I
know.
can see that. Yeah.
So there's something about Samara Weaving that has that. Like she's just like she doesn't even have to say anything. She's acting with her face and her big doe eyes. I'm like, dude, and like the imagery of like the wedding dress and just getting torn and bloody throughout, like
Hmm.
iconic, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
I kind of naturally just think of Kill Bill, even though the bride is only really in the bride's dress for like one scene of both of those films.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just like, oh, here comes the bride. All right, which I think might have actually been the tagline for
I
this
think
movie.
so. Yeah.
But yeah, just like the imagery of her walking around with like the rifle and everything. I'm like, damn, like that's cool.
Hmm.
So yeah, I loved her. I like the character Grace. I wish she had let me see, how do I say this? Like I wish she kind of had more to do with surviving. Like
Mm.
cuz she struggled, man, like
She
I
struggled.
think the her biggest moment in this movie was crawling out climbing out of that pit with the hole in
Yeah.
her hand. I was like, dude, like
Yeah.
this is what I love for my protagonists. It doesn't matter if they're male or female, like I want to see them like struggle, you know? So when they
Hmm.
do overcome, they overcome.
Yeah.
And I feel like there wasn't really an overcoming moment in this. You know, like the
Mm.
thing that saves her at the end is that she dodges the knife. That's
Hmm.
literally it. And because she gets caught several times, which is
Hmm.
fine, but like the climax is just her kind of dodging the knife. I thought it was gonna be I was hoping, and this is on me for putting my own hopes on the movie. Uh
Okay.
I thought this was something where like we turn the tables, where she's gonna hunt the hunters. And I was
Mm.
really hoping for that, especially with the eat the rich mindset that we're in now in 2026. You know,
Yeah.
that's what I was hoping for so bad, and we never got it. So that was a disappointment. But again, I can't really fault the film for that because that's my
Yeah.
own expectations.
Yeah.
But I will say although I did enjoy like the third act, I was just disappointed. Like I thought the climax of everyone exploding, I'm like, okay, that's cool, but I don't know. Maybe this is more like dark Matt talking.
Oh
Like
gosh.
I didn't get to
Uh-huh.
see any of them suffer. Like no one really learns their lesson or anything. They have a couple of seconds of panic and then like they're all gone, and I'm like, and also that Grace, she has no agency over the life and death of these people. I'm like, oh, okay. It kind of felt like they it kind of felt like the film stole her victory for her. You know,
Mm.
in a way, they kind of do the
Interesting.
same thing
Okay.
with Abigail when
Yeah.
the father shows up,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I think that's why it's crucial that Frank becomes kind of the antagonist of the movie before
Hmm.
that,
Yeah.
because I never felt like I don't even remember what the main character of that movie was, but what her name was. So like her teaming up with Abigail to defeat Frank, that felt like a climax. They defeat the antagonist, and then this random big bad shows up that they've building up. You know, so I kind
Yeah.
of feel like
Yeah.
maybe that was one of the things, learning
Like a
things that they,
learning curve.
yeah, learning curve or something. They're like, hey, yeah, let's actually give, let's let our own heroes a win for themselves. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
but also because of that, because they didn't want to actually kill Abigail, because they want to keep that character around. You know.
Sure. Sure.
So, but yeah, that so that was kind of that kind of bummed me out a little bit.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. I see what you're saying about the butler. I thought the casting was very weird in this movie. It was either super fantastic and spot on or just totally off. Like
Hmm.
I
Who did you think was off?
uh um the butler I did not like. I'm like,
Okay.
if you're gonna play it like this cartoonish, go all the way. It's like this guy wasn't hammy enough.
Yeah.
You know, you either make him sinister or you make him hammy, and like they kind of went the more hammy route, but like it just the performance wasn't
it
there.
it wasn't enough. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no, I
So
agree. Especially when it's like okay, you have Aunt Helene, who is just so
yeah,
sinister. You know, just sitting there outside, like having this like grumpy face like the whole time. I'm like,
right.
okay, like I can tell like this lady's pissed. She's
Yeah.
like that's her whole thing. Even um even the father I
Every
felt was like yeah like he's this kind of perfect thing of just like I am holding the opulence of the family, but the second one thing goes wrong, I'm shattered, I'm breaking apart, you know. But
yes.
yeah, I think like
Henry Sursney,
yeah
I think that's how you
yeah
say it, who I only recognize from playing Kittredge in the very first Mission Impossible.
yeah
I
me
think
too.
he might come back for the last one. I feel like
He was in Dead Reckoning.
oh, okay, okay,
I don't know if he's in Final Reckoning.
okay. I haven't seen either of them yet,
Yeah, me either.
but yeah, he did great. Minnie Driver, right? Was that no, not Minnie Driver. Andy McDowell.
Yes, Andy McDowell.
She was the mom.
Yeah yeah yeah
She did great.
yeah, I thought they were both great.
So no, it was mostly the butler
Hmm.
and
And
the plain piece of white bread that they cast as the husband, Alex.
oh,
I'm
okay.
like, I think this guy is the weakest link of the movie and probably brings down a lot of it for me. Well,
Interesting. Okay,
not
okay.
okay, that's not fair to the actor. I do think he's a weak link. I don't think he understood what movie he was in.
Mm,
I'm glad you
okay.
brought up Knives Out because this feels like a Knives Out cast,
Mm-hmm.
except for that guy.
Mm.
He's the normal guy, you know?
Yeah, yeah,
Except where like Lakeith Stanfield, he kind of plays it as funny. He's the straight man in this comedic world. This
yeah.
guy was just like, eh, straight up horror, like regular character, trying to be a
Yeah.
good guy. I'm you know he's gonna turn heel. Like I just knew from the first second I saw this guy. I'm like, really? This
Oh,
guy
okay. That's interesting.
yeah, like
Cause I didn't, you know.
really?
Yeah, especially when I first saw it, I was like, no, like there's just something about it, you know. Like
It
I don't think he's not like excessively charming, you know, but that's kind of like it's kind of the thing where it's like when I see him and Samara Weaving together,
yeah.
especially in that like that first scene they have together, I'm like I can see why these people are together, you
Mm,
know. It's they're very passionate about each other, you know, but I also think
sure.
it's the kind of relationship where it's like I don't think we're having like a whole lot of like super important conversations. We're having meaningful conversations, but we're
Mm,
not like fully talking about the scope and scale of things.
right.
It's a very quick love. It's fast, you know,
Yeah.
yeah, I think they
They
said
even
that like
said 18 months or
yeah,
something?
it's like 18 months or something. And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh, okay, like sure, that's
Year
not
and
a
a half.
small amount of time, but that's pretty quick, you know, from like meeting to getting married."
Sure. I don't this is kind of compounds on top of his performance. It wasn't
Mhm.
until the very end where he's the last one alive and he's trying to beg her to stay. That's where I'm like, okay, this is a little demented. I like this. But even the turn, I'm just like, I don't know. That might just be my preference, but also to his credit, the character they didn't really give him too much,
Yeah.
as far as the writing goes. But like it was just weird, and I mean that in a good way because I like how weird this story plays out. It's not
Mhm.
traditional. I think I might have bought it a little earlier if we didn't get the teaser scene with the two brothers
Oh, at
because
the very
that
beginning?
instantly kind of shifts your mindset a little bit.
Mhm.
So I think maybe if they didn't show that scene, I maybe I would have been on Alex's side or something. Like, I don't know.
Mm,
But yeah, there was just total like I want what I wanted, not the film's fault. What I wanted was like a Mina and Jonathan Harker type thing. Like, show us why these two are in love, you know?
mm,
And it's tough because you want this movie where Grace is on her own this whole time
yeah.
running, you know? So it's kind of hard to do, but like I wanted to see like why was this the guy who our final girl, our hero chose? You know?
Mm,
Granted
okay.
she becomes the hero as it goes on,
Hmm.
but still like I don't know, man. And I think I'll call it an issue. My biggest issue with this is actually positive. It's because the brother Daniel was so well written
Yeah.
and acted.
Yeah.
Like every scene Alex is in, he's just kind of there, you
Yeah.
know? And
That's true.
like not Adrian Brody, Adam Brody,
Adam Brody.
different Brody. Uh,
No relation, I think.
no relation. Adam Brody, man, what like this is such a cool, fun role. Like
Hmm.
these are the characters I love. Like not the lead, not the hero, even though he's kind of set up to be the hero from the very first scene.
Hmm.
And at the end, he does make the heroic decision, you know, but that doesn't really make him a good person. And
Hmm.
it doesn't like the film doesn't like forgive him. You
Yeah.
know, he has one of the horrible deaths. You
Yeah.
know, that's I mean, how tragic is that? Like all his family just dies without feeling a thing, and he's the one who kind of suffers and bleeds out. You
Yeah.
know, and that
Yeah.
sucks. You know, but I mean, it's this twisted horror movie. I'm like, that's kind of I like that call. You
Yeah.
know, I'll tell you how I would have done it later,
Oh
but
gosh. Okay.
but yeah, like I don't know. I mean, I think there's a lot of good things in this movie,
Hmm.
and like the character Alex and the acting just kind of like not that he pulled it down, but it was just the outlier. Like he really stood out like a sore thumb to me. I'm like, oh,
Hmm.
okay. And especially just the whole concept of the film. Like I'm not on this guy's side. Whatever. Like granted, it's easier said than done, but like, dude, do the honorable thing. Don't marry this girl. Let her leave you because you know she'll survive. Because
Yeah.
then later he's like, you know, everyone's
It's
like,
like, well, you wanted to get married.
yeah, there's that too. And it's like,
Yeah.
okay, like she killed the mom, which that was the big turning point at the end. But
Yeah.
still, it's just like this was the situation you put her in, and like I don't, you know, man. Like he's complaining and crying about Daniel's death, and I'm like, dude, that could have just easily been Grace, you know.
Yeah.
And like I don't know if he's the type of character who would have had the same reaction to Grace dying. I think
Hmm.
he kind of would have just started sulking like he did at the beginning of the movie.
Hmm.
But who knows?
Well, I think too, going back to Helene, she kind of said the same thing to the father in one of the scenes, and I think like both Alex and Grace are overhearing it, but she's saying it's like I know him, like he's the most like me out of any of them, like I know he'll have the courage or whatever to do it. And it's like,
Hmm.
yeah, and I think that's kind of why that opening scene is important, because it puts into context the situation, it sets up this dynamic, but it also shows that, like, yeah, it was Helene's wedding night, and she's there in her dress, and she's crying that this is happening, and
Yeah,
then they're pulling her arrow shot husband, into the room, and she just solemnly, like, stifles her tears, and
yeah.
then picks her head up and walks in, and it's like, yeah, so to have that scene, I think, kind of recontextualize the relationship. I'll agree with you, though, that I think that the writing of Alex, I think, doesn't really do him any justice.
Hmm.
Um, because, yeah, I think that could have hit harder. But yeah, I think he would have accepted it like Helene did. Like if Grace
Hmm.
had been shot or something, he'd be like, well, that sucks. I guess we're gonna have to sacrifice my wife now. Like
Yeah.
that's it. Like that's yeah.
I was hoping that like we got a like a turn from her or something because I
From who?
Helene, like I was just kind of wondering, like, it's really interesting how like we're starting off the movie showing her suffering,
Hmm.
and like I thought there was gonna be like a twist or something, like she's the one who tears the whole thing down or something, or helps Grace,
No,
which
but that's not the movie. It's
yeah, no, totally, but
yeah.
it's just kind of it's very weird. Like there's so many things in this movie like they kind of set up that I thought was going to pay off at some point and they don't. So there was that.
Hmm.
Uh I thought it would have been cool, how like they're always flipping the coin, the dad's flipping the coin. And then even
Hmm.
when Daniel said, just it doesn't matter, just choose. I thought that was gonna come into it to
Hmm.
play at some point, like a two-face thing. Like,
Hmm.
you can't just make this decision on your own.
Well, you know,
Flip. It's like tails, heads, bitch. I don't know. Like it feels like
I
there's a lot of cool ideas just kind of cluttered in this.
I mean, I guess so, but I think you're also coming at it from that like comic book graphic novel world,
Hmm.
where I think in reality and then within the context of the movie, it's like this is just a game to these people. They don't care, you
Sure.
know? So the fact that he's like flipping heads or tails, like look at the situation. They're flipping heads or tails. Which side of the body are we going to drag? Are you going to get the head or the legs? It's
Right.
that's what this is to them. Even the fact that like all the maids, all the staff are dying, they're just like, "Oh, she was my favorite."
Hmm.
Like all this stuff. It's like it doesn't matter to these people, and like
Hmm.
that's why a turn from Helene wouldn't have made sense because she she sacrificed,
Hmm.
and this is where everybody is at now.
Hmm.
The father's even saying that in the room. It's like under my guidance, we've acquired 4 sports teams. this
Right.
is this is the legacy of the family. It's like all of these good things have happened because of this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is also why when you have those bratty little kids that show up later,
Hmm.
they're already bought in. That their first introduction is them running in with the mask saying "kill, kill, kill." It's like they're
Yeah.
indoctrinated. So it's like the whole point of the movie is to show that like the rich really do live in a different world, which is
Yeah.
why it takes somebody like Grace, who has never been part of, she's the polar opposite. She has
Right.
no big family. She doesn't come from money. She's
Hmm.
a foster kid. And all she wants is to have not even the opulence or the wealth. It's just the family.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
marries Alex because, one, she loves him even though he has this strange relationship with his family, but he
Hmm.
has a family. And the whole point of his mom too is, coming in to say that like it's like thank you for bringing him back to us.
Right. Right.
Try to keep bringing him back to us.
Hmm.
And yeah, so I think on that terms it's like that's where I connect with it more, where it's just
Hmm.
like that's the true meat of the story. The true meat of the story is what are you willing to do
Hmm.
for your loved one, for your spouse,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
does that relate to your family's wishes as well?
Right. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
yeah, and then of course the rest of the movie, it's all a it's a very Hollywood version of like, yeah, it's that story. But we're all gonna kill you now because this is what it feels like to
Yeah.
be married, to be with the in-laws.
Right.
They all want to kill you. They
Yeah.
hate
Yeah. Yeah.
you. Yeah. So
Yeah. I
that's kind
mean,
of that's kind of where I get it.
I'm not married, but I totally agree with you 100%. Even without having that married experience or that the in-laws experience.
Hmm.
So it's not that you're wrong. Like I agree with you completely.
Yeah.
Uh, and
I think the issue is yeah, like the expectation. It's like whatever expectation you were having, the film didn't meet it. And yeah, like on that
well,
term as well, I'm like, no, I get that. Like it would have been nice to
yeah,
have more payoffs for the
sure.
setups.
That's why I prefaced that. Like I did go into this with a lot of expectations, but I feel like it really set up this vibe of like kill the rich. The rich are the bad guys.
Hmm.
But then it's just like I I again, I don't know. I think our hero, I think Grace should have been the one to kill them. Or this was something else I was kind of hoping to as well, because like we don't have to like turn her into this badass killing machine. But like I thought for sure the sister was gonna accidentally kill one of them or accidentally kill
Mm,
herself. Like, cause like these are pretty incompetent people, you know?
yeah.
And that's what I was kind of hoping for. And you get to the last 5 minutes of the movie and like six of like the seven baddies are all still alive, and we're like, oh, I was like, okay, this is interesting. I
Yeah.
thought, so like for the shock value of the exploding stuff, I'm like, okay, that was cool. Side note, they you can tell they love to do that because the explosions, the people exploding in Abigail was just like one step up. I was like, oh, dude. Okay,
Yeah.
so it's kind of cool to see the progression, you know?
Yeah.
So the
Yeah.
progression of the exploding people and then the progression of throwing like the quote unquote damsel into a pile of bodies. It just
Yeah.
keeps escalating. So I can't wait to see what happens in this next one. So but yeah, like I don't know, but like the fact that they took the time and energy to present Daniel in this way, they could have easily just done that with Helene instead. It would have been weird if you had done that with two characters, but it's just like that could have been an option as well, because it's like, well, they even said this has only happened once before in our lifetime, you
Hmm.
know? So it could have been like easily through decades of resentment growing, and then like now Helene's the one, like, not that she's going to save the day, but she helps, you know? It could have gone any number of ways.
Yeah.
I think part of the issue though is that a lot of the characters, with the exception of Daniel and Grace, they're really kind of just one note,
Hmm.
but it works in this movie, you know?
Yeah.
Kind of like what I always say about Hitchcock, because even Grace, we don't really know much about her except that, okay, she wants a family, she grew up in foster care. That's all we need to know. And then through
Hmm.
her actions, we start to see, like, okay, she was even going to help save the maid. Like, okay, we're learning things about her through her actions.
Hmm.
She actually trusted the kid. She didn't intend on hurting the kid until she
Hmm.
had to. I'm
Yeah.
like, cool. I'm like,
Which,
that's
which in theaters, when we saw it, got the
uh,
biggest laugh out of me.
oh, dude,
I was
I
like, oh, finally, thank
it
God,
was
somebody just,
such a
oh,
what the hell moment when he
yeah.
shoots the hole in her hand. I'm like, oh, dude, and then it's coming. She's gonna stab her hand up there.
Hmm.
I'm like, oh, jeez,
Oh, jeez, yeah.
yeah. So all in all, I really I didn't enjoy it. I feel like I'm falling into the Alien Romulus thing again, where like I'm just talking about my critiques, not the stuff I loved.
Hmm.
I wonder what the like behind the scenes wise, like how they did this. Was it actually a house that they were filming in? Because it seemed like a pretty big house.
I
I
think
wish.
I think it was. I was looking at the trivia on IMDb, and I think at least for the exteriors and then a few of the interior shots, they used that how would it Casa Loma in Ontario, Canada. Um, and it's a very famous it's a heritage property and a museum that is open to the public. Uh, and it has been used as a set for many projects, including Crimson Peak, The Pacifier, and the X-Men.
Oh,
Yeah. So I think it's just another like side of or another piece of the property that like we haven't seen, because also they use that same they also use that same place for both Smallville and for Arrow.
really?
Yeah, yeah, because Lex's mansion is the same house from the X-Men, and then that's also the
Oh,
same place where like Oliver Queen's family lives in the Arrow TV show.
it's Wayne Manor in Titans.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
That's crazy. Well, that's cool.
yeah. So yeah, and I think there was one place where they said that I think it's their Grayson Alex's bedroom.
Hmm.
They couldn't move anything in there because it's a historical site, so they couldn't move any of the
Oh,
furniture.
wow. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That's cool. I would have really like to see more of the house. I thought it's cool how like they have like the little the hidden tunnels, for the staff. I'm like, okay, that's
Yeah.
very game like. Uh
Yeah, I think if anything, if there's like any kind of like failing I could throw up on here is that
mhm.
like the aspect of them being like a gaming family didn't really come into play at all after the ceremony.
Right.
You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
it's like, yeah, like the fact that the house does have like all these tunnels and stuff, like for
Hmm.
obviously they're like servants tunnels, because the rich don't want to see their servants in the halls.
Right.
um but yeah, like I don't know, like I thought that would have been cool to like explore more, or like have like Grace learns about this through Alex, right? Because he
Hmm.
pulls her through, and then maybe have her find more so she can, kind of
Right.
explore more. I think that's kind of the thing where it's like a lot of this actually does take place outside of the house, because
Yeah.
that's the goal. The goal is like she needs to escape,
Yeah.
you know. But yeah, I think it was an interesting choice to just have a lot of it be outside.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like if anything, wanted it to be a little bit more like Clue, where
Mm-hmm.
like the whole third act of Clue is just Tim Curry running around the entire mansion, going beat for
Yeah.
beat, like reenacting the plot. Kind of wanted something a little like that, where it's like, oh, this passage, got to use that passage again. This here, got to
Right.
use that. It's like
Yeah.
you bring the dumbwaiter back. Like
Yeah.
it sucks. That's how one of the maids dies. But
That was
like,
so stupid. I couldn't help but
yeah,
laugh. I'm like, she just killed herself.
yeah, she just killed herself. Like that's
Yeah.
crazy.
See,
Um,
like the way the maids were killed, I was expecting that from the family as well. And that was
mm,
what I was hoping for, you know?
yeah, yeah. I will say that like, yeah, and I think that's you and me. Like we have this sort of, man, I don't want to sound pretentious here, but it feels like a more classical version of storytelling where it's like we want our bad guys to suffer. We
Right.
want to
Like
make sure that the bad guys learn their lesson at the end.
that's what it is.
You
Because
know?
it's not even the suffering, it's the learning their lessons, the realizing that they're wrong at the
Yeah.
end, you know?
Yeah.
Um, that's not 100% of the time, there's some awesome villains who die thinking they're the hero, and that's good for them, that makes for
Hmm.
good villains. But like for especially for ones like this where they're very incompetent, they're just plain bad. They're just evil. Like there's not
Yeah.
much redeeming about them. Well, I take that back. I did like how, as cartoonish as they were, they did take the time to, with the exception of Helene and Fitch. Well, a couple of them actually, but for like the main family, they did go out of their way to kind of give them, uh, not so much redeeming qualities, but like
At
you
least
could
like a personality. They care for their family, you
Yeah,
know?
but like a conscience. Like they knew what
Yeah.
they were doing was wrong and they felt bad about it, but they knew how to get done. And I kind of dug that,
Yeah.
because even the dad, he's just like, all right. And then the mom as well, it's just like, it was something, especially compared to Fitch and Daniel's
Emily.
wife, Emily.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, Daniel's wife, Charity.
Charity, there we go. I
Yeah.
even like to see where Fitch is like, hey, at what point do we just like cut our losses? I thought Fitch was a great character just because he's a dick the whole time. He
Hmm.
doesn't change, but I love how he's in the bathroom like YouTubing how to use like a crossbow, and I'm
Yeah.
just like, and then he's like, "Devil Pax, real or not?" And then he gets a text, and he kind of just stops. He's like, "Sub dog,
Yeah.
family shit." I'm
Family
like,
shit. Yeah.
dude, oh man, like in my
Yeah.
world, he would have been like the only one to get out, like just out of sheer dumb luck, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. But basically, what you're saying about you would have liked to see more game stuff from the family. That's kind of what I was talking about with like the flipping of the coin and stuff.
Mm.
Like, like I, yeah, I just would have wanted to see more of like the playfulness of it, you know.
So yeah, yeah. So I I remember having this thought like after. after the first viewing of the movie,
Uh-huh.
and then with subsequent viewings realized that, oh, okay, that's not how this works. Because my idea was, okay, like the new initiate into the family has to pull the card from Mr. LaBelle's box. Uh, in my head, for some reason, I thought that they played that actual game, but in this like creepy, in like this creepier way, much like, oh, we're just playing hide and seek, except when we find you, we kill you.
Right.
You
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
So in my head, like the games that they were like the whatever game they were playing, I'm like, oh, is it the same thing? Is it like is this
Death
like, imagine
checkers.
like it's checkers, but we're human checkers, and every time you
Yeah.
get caught, you get crushed, you know, or something.
Yeah.
Like that's what I initially thought, and then with
Yeah.
subsequent viewings was like, oh no, like it's only when they pull the hide and seek card that
Yeah.
they have to kill the new
She
initiate.
she rolled the nat one. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So like, but yeah, all the other games like Old Maid or whatever, it's like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, that
Very
feels wrong.
weird. Very weird.
Yeah,
So it's like, okay, so on your wedding night, you do this whole creepy initiation and then you play Monopoly.
Parcheesi, you know?
Parcheesi, God,
Yeah,
Battleship. Like in this
yeah,
badass vintage hunting room, we're gonna play Battleship. You
Battleship,
know?
yeah. Which also doesn't Battleship would not compute to this at all. None of these games would really compute at all because they don't involve more than two people, you know?
Yeah, that's
Unless you're
interesting.
doing like a like croquet or something, you know, where it's like a
Oh,
like a
and
you
does
know,
do the
like a
games
party game.
have to have existed when the grandfather did?
Oh, that's an interesting point.
Because I
Yeah.
was gonna say Dungeons and Dragons, but I don't think it was that far back.
No,
Man,
no. Yeah, because they were saying when their grandfather was coming to America or something like that.
yeah, yeah. They
Um,
played Dungeons and Dragons with real dungeons and real
and
dragons.
Real Dragons.
Yeah,
That
because
see, that's my pitch for the
they were
sequel.
totally around back then. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, uh, yeah, I that's interesting. Huh? I didn't think about that.
Yeah. Mostly because I was thinking of that. There's like a real quick scene in like they're doing one of the clip show episodes in Community,
Uh-huh.
and Annie runs into the cafeteria, and it's the dean and the other dean from the other college,
Hmm.
and they're playing human chess, where it's just all their
Oh,
students
yeah.
dressed up as chess things. They're just like, what are you guys doing? You can't do this. It's like, we're trying to solve the parking problem. This was the only way we could do it. It's like, this isn't how you solve that. uh, that's what my idea was. It's like, oh, we're
Yeah.
all gonna be like real life chess pieces, and yeah, the knight gets to kill people, the tower crushes people.
Yeah.
You know, we killed the queen. That's the end of the game. I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
But that's not the movie.
Yeah.
Which again, like, is not necessarily a fault of the movie.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's just
I
yeah.
just I felt like it could have been more game related because dude, the opening shot, you see in or not the opening shot, but like the opening credits, you get the inside of the house, the
They're going through
credits,
like the history of the
the
games,
games. I'm
like all
like,
of the games that the
that's
family has
cool.
made. I'm
I
like, that's
wish there
cool.
there was more of a game
Mhm.
aspect to it.
That was I had a similar issue with Knives Out,
Mm,
because at least that whole first movie, like that's kind of also how I think they do like the opening credits kind of the same way as well. It's like we're being shown the house,
yeah.
and the house has like all these little clues and, you know, little tchotchkes and stuff, and it's like, and it's all items and stuff that are from this guy's mystery books, you
Yeah.
know, and that's how we see like, oh, he's a writer and he writes mystery books, and these are all things related to books that he's made and blah blah blah. And I kind of thought more of that was going to come into the story,
Right.
but then it turns out no, it's not. Like it's much more simpler than that. It's not like it's just about his death. It's not about
Yeah.
it's it's not Clue. And I think that's what we're both looking for. I think in both of these movies is
Yeah.
that we're looking more for like a clue, instead of it being like, oh, actually no, this is just a traditional mystery with kind of a
Right.
twist. And then in Ready or Not's case, it's like, this is just a survival horror.
Yeah.
It's not a high concept mystery.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, like I would have loved to do something more clue like. But I think just in reality, I wanted more cool deaths.
Yeah, yeah,
There's nothing like walking out of a slasher flick and like none of the death scenes really being memorable.
yeah. No, that's true.
Like like there was some cool stuff in this, but it was to the maids.
Yeah,
And I think that's kind of the big deal too. It was all for shock
yeah.
factor. Every single death of one of the maids, it was done for shock. And
Hmm.
it works because they're kind of just like almost extras who just walk in for one scene to die, you
Yeah.
know? But I feel like the rest of the movie was like that as well because the big climactic moment was just shock factor of seeing everyone blow up. I'm like, okay, all
Yeah.
right. So, but the movie you want to watch that really captivates like the locked house aspect, uh, Abigail. You could see where they progressed, where they saw what they did with this one, and they're like, "All right, let's do it even better." Abigail, 95% of that movie is inside the house,
Hmm.
and I'm like, "Okay, rad, cool."
Hmm.
They make a lock that they're able to lock down the house, and they can't get out.
Hmm.
Problem
Hmm.
solved.
There you
They
go.
just can't. They just can't. You know. And I'm like, okay, cool. Because then like the house really becomes part of the character. It's like it's another character in the story,
Yeah.
you know. And yeah, so I I don't know. I would have had Daniel somehow help Grace, and together like they end up like escaping from the family or whatever.
Mm.
you know. But even then, like it would have been weird because the whole Daniel and Alex scenario was very, I don't know, it was very weird. It was very wishy-washy. I'm like, okay, so are they going to do this together or are they not? And I felt like that was part of the problem. Like having Daniel be this character with a conscience kind of took away the agency from Alex, who should have been like the the male lead or the male hero, at least until a certain point, you know.
Mhm.
Or they could have just had him turn heel sooner, and then that weight ends up on Daniel even more. Just something like that. It was just weird that there's two brothers out there who don't want Grace to die.
Mhm.
And it's very awkward. So I don't know, but in the end, I think it would have been cool to see the family essentially accidentally like wipe themselves out, like the maids.
Mhm. Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, Daniel kind of helps at the end, and then at the end, as they're leaving the house, I would have had him like hereditary style, just catch fire. He's like, oh shit, I guess it was
Mhm.
true. Something like that. Like
Okay.
it
I can
might
see
have been a
that.
little too heroic for Daniel, but I don't know. I'm just trying to think of other ways you could have dispatched the family.
Yeah, yeah.
So, because I love the reactions to everyone finding the mom dead. And I'm like, that's what I want.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted from this movie.
Yeah,
So,
put it in perspective for you guys that like this is what you're going to do to
yeah,
this person who's supposed to be part of your family,
right.
you know?
And I love how it was
Um
with the box. She killed her with the box. You
yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So now my question is this.
Okay.
What the hell's the sequel gonna be?
I have no idea. The fact that we're getting a sequel is kind of wild to me. Cuz I'm like I like Abigail I get because that definitely feels like the kind of movie where it's like I think you could explore more. I
Yeah.
don't know that you should, but I definitely think it's more set up and more primed to be the start of like a new franchise or something. Ready or Not didn't feel like that for me at all. It's like nope,
It
they're
didn't.
done.
But I have
You
a lot of
know?
questions
Yeah.
because Grace is technically still part of the family. All she had to do was survive till dawn. So now I'm thinking like, wait a minute, does this mean she's the last surviving member of the family?
So I don't so here's the thing, like they mentioned a lot of other like families.
Right.
I th- so I don't technically she might be the last of this sect of the Ladomuses,
Yeah.
but I don't know about like that's what I'm thinking. I think it might be like Sarah Michelle Gellar's supposed to be in it. Like I
Yeah.
think Sarah Michelle Gellar is gonna be like baddie. I think she's like from another family who's technically related to the Ladomas. So it's like, oh, now we can,
Yeah.
and they'll throw that technicality in there because technically she threw her wedding ring at Alex and said, I want a divorce. So it's
Sure.
like, I think that's why she's spared because in LaBelle's eyes, it's like, yeah, you survived. You didn't become a part of this. So that's why Grace didn't blow up. Um, so yeah, I'm
I
kind of curious.
I don't know. I kind of think like no, like it doesn't count that she threw the ring. Like I think that like that's kind of the vibe I got. Well, 'cause especially when you're saying like yeah, all she has to do is survive till dawn. So I'm like, okay, so what are the parameters of this game then? So no matter what, if someone survives till dawn, the family's dead.
Hmm.
So, and then we get that weird shot of where we see the guy in the chair and he kind of like nods real quick.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of thinking like she's like inherited into this family now. So maybe she's somehow related to Sarah Michelle Gellar now. Like it's all the family, and that's why she
Mm-hmm.
has to come back for the sequel because if she doesn't, she's gonna die.
Mm.
You know,
Could be, yeah.
maybe like she's trying to break the curse permanently. I
Mm-hmm.
just I don't know. Um,
Like it could be a thing too. Like if she's technically part of the family, like it could be that like maybe her fortune changes. Like
oh, true. Yeah, yeah,
like a lot of good things start happening for her.
yeah,
All this stuff, and then it's like, wait a second, like this is because
yeah.
of that deal. Like, but I'm not part of that. You know?
Yeah, because I was thinking of Knives Out at the end. I was like, wait a minute. So does she get all the money? Does she get what's left of
Yeah,
the house? I'm like,
yeah.
because that means she's family then. So it's like she inherits the money and the curse. Like,
Yeah.
because also like, how do you keep the curse? How do you keep the game going?
Hmm.
I don't like we just don't know enough of like that guy and the original story. So maybe we'll get more into what like the origins of the curse were. Because we heard about how like the grandpa met the guy and stuff. Like maybe
Hmm.
we'll get more parameters. Like, I don't know. Maybe he'll show up with
Maybe.
the Jamiroquai hat, like the statue in Abigail. Um, I don't know, but like I mean, honestly, they could do anything. Like who knows? I'm hoping for the sequel we get more of the game stuff.
Hmm.
Like what are the rules actually? Are
Hmm.
there it doesn't seem like it, but like are there any other games? That would be nuts.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Hmm.
Hmm. I don't know.
Yeah, I
I
don't
guess
know,
we'll
man.
find out. Yeah.
Yeah. But I loved it. I love the dress. I love the Converse. I'm like, who's writing this? Matt Jimenez. Uh
Truly like tailor made to be like the Halloween costume, blood
right?
splattered bride dress,
Yeah.
bandolier of shotgun shells,
I'm
big ass
glad, or
shotgun,
I'm not glad.
Converse,
I'm just
yeah.
surprised I haven't seen a lot of characters dressed as that because that's such a cool image.
Yeah.
And the fact that like the filmmakers even took the time to like look at her in the mirror and like pan up from the shoes to the dress to the gun and her, she's like, shit. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, she looks badass.
Yeah.
So, and the scene where she's stuck in the fence, dude. Oh, so brutal. The
Oh
dress is
God.
tearing. The spike is like tearing through her. I'm like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, great, great like twofold moment too, where like she get she escapes, she goes out of the effect, stops that car, and the car drives, and she just breaks down. She just starts cursing out that guy.
I love it,
Um,
dude.
and then when she steals the butler's car,
Yeah.
and starts driving, she has that like it's not OnStar, but like that
Oh,
OnStar
yeah, like a
scene where it's just
Justin.
like, I'm sorry, the vehicle's reported as stolen. I have to go. Is there anything else I can help you with? Yeah, you can go fuck yourself, Justin. Okay. Have a good night.
See, I love stuff like that because we've talked in the past about how cell phones kind of ruined the horror movie because anyone can just call for help now.
Yeah.
Like you really kind of have to go out of your way, you know, to miraculously lose the phone or you lose signal, you know.
Hmm.
So something like that was really cool because it's like how do you turn the technology like against you in that moment?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think things like Knives Out has done good at that, has did that well. There's a
Hmm.
bunch of other movies, bunch of bad movies too. There was one where like the house is all AI and it locks them in and they have to survive. I'm like,
Yeah.
ooh, interesting. So,
Um, I haven't seen the movie yet, but I did see like a gift set for Clown in a Cornfield,
oh yes, yeah, yeah, yeah.
which is like doing numbers. Like people are really enjoying it.
Yeah,
Uh, but it's the scene where like these two girls, they're like here's the phone, call for help, and then the camera like pans down, and it's an old rotary phone, and they're
yeah.
trying to like hit it. They're like, wait, how does this work? How do the buttons work? I don't know. And then they're just frustrated and can't call. I was like, that's genius. Actually,
I
they
like
lost
that
their
a
phone
lot.
somewhere. It's like, well,
Yeah,
there is a phone. You just
yeah.
don't know how to use it.
Oh man. Um, I that's that. I think that was in the trailer because I remember seeing that. That was awesome. Um, Yeah. I never saw bodies, but I want to see that because I know it's a lot of like the millennial horror, you know.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, no, things like that. There was another one that I forgot what it was, but I wanted to watch something similar, you know, in that respect. But
A
as far as
movie.
this, was
Oh,
that?
I was gonna say a movie that I feel like could potentially solve a lot of your issues with Ready or Not.
Mhm.
Came out like a couple of years before it, called Your Next.
What's
Um,
that?
I
Sounds
don't.
familiar.
I haven't seen it. I unfortunately know kind of like a twist,
Hmm.
like a few twists that happen, but the essential setup is that it's kind of the same thing. It's the this new girlfriend coming to meet the family for the first time, and so they're all like in this big house, having like a dinner party, and then home invaders show up.
Oh crap.
And I won't tell you any more than that. But I think from the things that I know, I'm like, one, this is something that I've been really interested in watching, and I think it would solve some of the problems that you have.
Who's in it? Because it sounds familiar.
I don't know who's in it.
Because there was that one movie with the girl from Game of Thrones, Miss Andy, right? Daenerys's like handmaid. Remember her? I don't know the actress's name.
Oh yeah, that
She was in one where like she gets married or she goes to meet the family in this house.
that was the invitation.
Oh, and they all try to kill her, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Invitation.
So
Okay.
so that one is like she's actually invited to a wedding
Mhm.
because she did like a 23andMe and found out that she's like somehow like distantly related to the family. And they're like,
Nice.
it's a big family reunion and kind of the same thing. She doesn't
Yeah.
really have a family, so she's like, this feels like a good thing. Like I want to meet my answers and stuff. And then it kind of sucks because she's like the only person of color in this sea of white
Oh
British people.
God.
And you're like,
Oh,
get
whoa.
out, girl, just get out. Just
Red
leave.
flag. Red
Yeah,
flag.
red flag. Um, yeah. I don't know a whole lot of people that are in
You're next.
Your Next. I know it's Adam Wingard, uh, who did the original VHS, The Guest starring Dan Stevens,
Oh yeah.
and then also uh Godzilla versus Kong, and then Godzilla X Kong, The New Empire.
Oh wow.
Yeah, yeah,
Talk about upping the scale.
yeah, really.
Wow. Okay. Maybe I'll put it on the list for next year. Who knows? But like I was saying, like the funny thing about it is all my problems were solved with Abigail.
With Abigail,
And
yeah,
it's just so cool to see in the span of a couple of years how these two guys they I won't say like they learned from their mistakes, but they took what they did and they made it better,
yeah,
you know? And and I really dug that. You know, they even got the plain, boring white bread character, and in Abigail, he's the first one to die.
Mm,
You know,
yeah.
and I was just like, okay, this is cool. The hero, you know.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, cool, cool. I will say this though, comparing those two movies, like one of our issues with Abigail is like the protagonist, the lead, Melissa
Joey.
Barrera. She didn't really she played a badass character,
Hmm.
but they really didn't give her much. You know, they have the stuff with her kid in her past and stuff like that
Hmm.
um, to kind of humanize her a bit. But we were pretty like she was one of the least interesting characters in that movie. Whereas this
Yeah.
one, like you're rooting for Grace, man. Like she's
Yeah,
going
the
through
whole
it.
time.
She's suffering, you know. She seems like such a sweetie, you know, and it's
Hmm.
just like you cannot help but root for her the whole time. So it's
Yeah.
like I think this Grace is a better protagonist, and she definitely goes through it more, you know. But yeah, I think it's just so cool just to see the progression of storytelling. And also, I know the directors didn't write this, you know, so that's part of
Hmm.
it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But all in all, man, I still think like this is like probably a 4 out of 5. You
Hmm.
know, I really enjoyed it. I loved I haven't seen Adam Brody in forever.
Yeah.
So it's nice seeing him in a good role, you know,
Yeah.
something where he could have fun with. All the actors dug it. I dug the violence, dug the gore, you know, what we did get.
Hmm.
The shocks, the shock value it was fun. So I'm definitely trying to leave on a high note because I did really enjoy this
Yeah. Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
Not like because I was thinking about Alien Romulus and like we kind of critiqued the shit out of that movie, even
Yeah.
though we both had fun with it, you know.
Yeah.
So
But that was one of those things where it was just like on rewatch, it's like, oh yeah, a lot of the awe was kind of taken away from me, you know, so
okay,
I
yeah,
could watch it like a little more objectively.
yeah,
And that's you know, that was kind of what this watch for Ready or Not was for me
yeah,
too. Because yeah, like I think like the issues that I had with it were a little bit more glaring this go around,
mm,
but on the whole, it is still one of those things where it's like oddly kind of a comfort movie, you know,
yeah,
just like, hey, I'm just gonna see Samara Weaving like go through shit, and then the bad people are gonna die,
yeah.
and it's gonna be a romp, and it's gonna be fun,
And
you
you know
know.
what? The Hulu version had commercials, so I just went to Apple TV, and it was 4.99 to rent or 4.99 to buy. So I just bought
Hmm.
it. I was
Hey, there you
like, if
go.
I can pay 4.99, I'm gonna own it.
Yeah.
So who knows? Maybe I'll watch this and I'll end up liking it. Like last year, I think I actually enjoyed *Malignant* a lot more my second go around after
Mm.
we had already had our discussion and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Which is good because when I was rewatching that for the pod, I was like, oh my God, what am I subjecting my brother to?
I
This is
actually
insane.
I'm not going to do this, but I did have the thought about my Halloween picks this year. What if we just rewatch *Malignant*? I think maybe we'll do
We
that.
could.
I think I wouldn't want to do that for a Halloween episode since we've already done it, but like I think it would be
Hmm.
cool like next year or whatever to like see the movies we've already reviewed and
Mm.
like pick one to do again or roll randomly to do it again.
Mm. Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so I don't know. Yeah, I feel like *Malignant* would be a fun one to redo.
Yeah, yeah.
*Malignant*. Lost Legacies discuss *Malignant* Part 2.
Again.
Wait, there's a *Malignant* 2? No, 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 no.
No, no,
We're
no.
just we're doing it again. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, yeah, listeners, watchers, thank you for joining us for another spooky episode of Lost Legacies. Uh, continue stay right here. Continue to watch more episodes. We'll be
Mm-hmm.
back on Monday with another episode of Andor,
Mm-hmm.
which we're coming down to it, man. We just got a
Mm-hmm.
few left, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
scared. But then next Thursday we're gonna watch another spooky movie. You know what we're watching, Sam?
I do.
Okay, let us know.
A big thing about this pod is that I finally get to I get my brother to watch new movies, you know, and you know, not just new movies that like, oh, like always want to watch, never seen it before, but also just like recent movies that come out this year. Uh, so with that being said, Matt, next week we're watching What Is Still. my top movie of the year, and we're watching Sinners.
Was that this year?
Yeah, dude.
Oh, dang. I thought it was
Yeah,
already like
dude. It
last
was
year.
the summer of Sinners, man.
All right, man.
Uh huh.
I've wanted to watch that one, but it's a horror movie, so I haven't.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. We'll see how I feel.
Yeah.
I like Michael B. Jordan. I like Jack O'Connell, so we'll see.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All
Mm-hmm.
right, I'm excited.
Yeah. So, listeners, get to watching and join us next week when we talk about Sinners.
Get sitting. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, everyone, as always, you can find us online. Just hashtag Lost Legacies. I'm not
Hmm.
really doing my socials anymore just because I'm not really on my socials anymore. You know?
Honestly, same.
So,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's kind of
if you
hard.
find us, if you're able to find us and you send us a message, I will see it eventually and
Wow.
I'll try to respond. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
um, but yeah, just hashtag Lost Legacies. Like, subscribe, rate, review. All the good stuff.
Hmm.
We are, you know, investing more in YouTube nowadays. Doing more videos. So this is a video episode.
Hmm.
So go
Hmm.
check us out there. Um, yeah, and then check us out. We got 2 more Halloween episodes for the season.
Yep.
Can't wait.
Can't
Um,
wait.
what's our sign off for this one?
Oh, I don't know.
Damn, I don't know either.
Did we
Oh
have one
yeah.
for the
Oh
last one?
yeah. And if you didn't watch this movie, because we do have people watching and or listening to our show who don't watch the movies.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
So I feel bad because I feel like we don't really like discuss to it. We kind of come from a more like review slash critique aspect,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. Like, but
So
we don't really do like a, hey, here's what the movie's about, and
yeah,
then get
yeah.
into it. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So go watch it. I hope the issues I had with it don't deter you from watching it because it's still a fun movie.
Hmm. Hmm.
Uh, so go watch Ready or Not. So you're ready for the sequel. Ready or Not, here I come. Yeah. So what's a good sign off for this week?
All right.
We should really think of this stuff in advance.
We should, yeah. With how often we're going to be doing this, like, yeah, we should, yeah, we should be doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it might be mean spirited, but until next week. No, I can't say it because I forgot the actual line. Damn it! I was gonna quote the movie, but I forgot the line. All right.
Until next week, I want a divorce.
I want a divorce. So bad.